And something wicked this way comes. It's me, OldManBronze, and Henrietta, playing a level of 45, a Warlord. We finally maxed out. We've tricked out our tree. We're ready to bring some gifts to the kids. But I thought I would go through and commentate for a game and just kind of show you what I do. You can see we're looking on the map. We can see the objectives. They're not going to spawn by the objectives. They're not going to spawn by us. So we have a pretty good idea of where we're going to go. And earlier on, when we first started the game, we were much worried about objectives and trapping them up. Really, we're on a beeline to the map marker we've set, and we're going to grab what we can. We're going to hit boxes if we find them, but otherwise, we're just going to gather energy. If we top out, see, box is good, box is love, and we just don't want to top out on energy because then we're wasting XP. So we're not going to stop anywhere necessarily, but we are going to look for available things that are on the way to trap, boxes especially. And really what's kind of sort of shaped up in the game right now is the whole rush meta. Catching them early helps get you levels. Even if you don't get them down, you get some nice levels early instead of spending all your time trapping up both objectives, letting the team get all leveled up, get all their gear, get all their shemps, get all their amulets, and then run over you like a school bus full of angry children. And we don't want that. So we're looking. We could be doing this faster. We'd like, ideally, to catch them within the first 3 minutes. And we're closing in on that. Where are you? See, we're out in the middle of no man's land there. And we're catching there, though. That's the idea. We're going to do a nice swing through. We should be seeing someone show up shortly. I don't know if they're ever going to change how it spawns. I mean, it makes sense how it is now, but it does make it sort of easy. There we are. So at 3 minutes, we have found, no, 2 minutes actually into the game, we found our first person. We're going to pop something into, we do possession and basic portals. Most of our build is focused around our basic units and some love for Henrietta. We don't use elites a lot. So in the beginning, we're just going to set up some traps, hope to trip some of them and give some people a bad time. Mostly just getting points. Like at this point in the game, like it's nice if you can get someone down, but I just want them to waste resources. You know, I want them to use up shemps. I want them to use up amulets. I want to harass them. If I can get a couple people down early, then that's fantastic. Because that's nice points. You're never going to keep them down. I mean, they're either going to resurrect because someone takes it to a shrine, or they're going to get resurrected because someone completes an objective. At least not this early, but it's really hard to actually kill off a survivor unless they DC. So there we go. We take her out early. She was alone. It's the worst mistake you can make. Unless you're Pablo. Pablo can do it. Army of Darkness Ash can do it, but he can do everything. So we've got that. We're just going to, put some harass up around there, see if we can make some more points out of it, and really just level up. That's what we're trying to do here. This is not a game like Dead by Daylight where I can camp her out of the game or any nonsense like that. You really can't do that. But if I can get some more points out of this early and keep her from looting and keep the other people busy by having to come get her, then that's a win. So once again, we're kind of looking around, and there we've got people. So we're going to go give them a little talking to and try to just level up some more, set some traps, and get points in places where we want them. Mostly we're looking at Infernal Energy, basic units, and possession, and then boss when applicable. There we go. No, Ash, come back. All right. There we go. But that really, I don't think it really differs per demon. I think that is about all we have right now. Is just kind of the rush. Like, and that's, I think it's a fun way to play because it's that challenge of finding them and starting the harass before they get too out of control. So here we're just gonna get in, possess a little bit. We don't have anything fancy. We're gonna puke on them so we can't dance. Can't run away, at least for a little bit. That's helpful. But nonetheless, we're going to do some damage, make him use up Shemps, an amulet, cooldowns, whatever. Oh, are we gonna hurt him? No, we're just about out of energy. He's got 2 friends right there. Just popped, I think he popped his Wise Advance Potion right there. And then his friends came, and now it's done. So, but that's okay. They're burning stuff. They've had to stop looting. Now they've got to go try to find this person, pick her up. Cheryl's dropped a cooldown on her heal. It'll come back. But, I mean, that's the idea. You want to use up their resources. This is a very resource-heavy game. Like, you need to use up their resources and gain your resources before they snowball out of control. And then on their end, that's what they want to do. They want to get as many resources as they can to stop you before you snowball out of control. It's sort of how this game plays. Are there some games that go to the final boss and it's super tense at the end? Sometimes, but sometimes you've already, as a demon, you already know it's done. When they've tromped you, at one or both of the objectives, you didn't level up fast enough, you didn't find them soon enough, you didn't get harass on. And they've got plenty of items and things that they need. So here, once again, we're just trying to give them a bad time. They still haven't picked this person up, and that's what they're trying to do. So, I mean, like, this is how much time we wasted. And that's a great thing. So, they picked up her soul. And we're just running around picking up infernal energy. Because sometimes that's all you can do in the early game. But as you can see, we've got a split between possession, infernal energy, and basic units. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. Oh no, see, that was bad. I didn't hit a single person. I wish they would increase it by like 4 degrees, 5 degrees. Like sometimes it feels like you're throwing a piece of paper at people and you miss and it feels super bad. I'm a big, giant, scary Kandarian demon, and I'm throwing sheets of paper at people. But that's okay. Sometimes you hit it and it feels real good, but a lot of times it's like aiming a paper airplane. Let's go. Let's follow them, and they're headed to the shrine. We want to try to stall them out here as much as we can. That's beautiful. Got that in time. Just kind of up their butts, right? Playing the Dungeon Master. That's what's fun about playing Demon in this game, is that you're trying to set up an experience. I mean, do I want to win? Yeah, I do. But I also want to make it interesting and exciting for them. I don't necessarily want to put them out in the first 4 minutes. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We're going to... They're not really... We're kind of... you kind of want to put stuff down around them. I mean, we don't have enough to drop units. Traps are super cheap. I used to level traps to 3. I don't so much anymore. Sometimes if I have some extra points to throw around, I put it to 2 to increase the fear. Because I've buffed my basic units, I have not buffed the elites at all. Because they don't feel as good. You can do builds with the elites, and then really work on the fear and the possession and things like that because of the blood spouter. But right now, I'm really just working on getting the basic units build down. Did we stop them temporarily? See, like, we're just harassing. We are constantly harassing. Oh, we got her. We got another knock. That's another quick 2 points. No, just 1 point, unfortunately. But we got another knock, and that's beautiful. So that is going to do all sorts of good things for us. More points, more harass. There's a little fear in your face. See, we're standing on top of them. We only got 1, but she was in the standing up animation. But grabbed ourselves some more of that. And now we're just going to keep harassing. They'll eventually get back in the car. Obviously, cars are ridiculous safe havens at this point in the game. I'm not really sure how to change them. I mean, they need to be functional, but they also need to not be like be-all end-all escape mechanism. Because once they get going, I mean, obviously you can't catch them. If they're stuck somewhere, you can hit on the car and break it. But still. Yes, there we go. Thank you. So this time he's got a face full of ashes hands. We do use mini ashes more often now with the chance of them grabbing an item, which is always nice. I mean, that's a nice harass, really. Okay, so And there we go. Once again, just whittling away at him, just making points, just making sweet, sweet bank to put in to Henrietta. There she is. So, two. I kind of feel like sometimes I should focus more on possession because having nice, big, super strong units, plus with Henrietta's aura, goodness gracious, where you don't take balance damage. Like, that is so huge on Warlord. I don't think people understand. It's not just the puke where you get that little stop and dodge and sprint for a while. That's great, and it's a fantastic thing, and it's why Warlord is amazing. But having an aura where you don't take balance damage and you're not stunned immediately out of the gate is just fantastic. It feels good. Like, I don't even want to play the other two demons right now because because that feels so strong in the kit. I don't think broken, obviously, because I think it's only up for 20 seconds. I do have points invested into it in the skill tree. If anybody's interested, I'll show off what I have. But I really got to test it some more before I'm like, hey, here's the ultimate Warlord build. And but I'd like to run a few more games maybe this week. And played some Dead by Daylight, did some other things. But we will be back. I have opened up some survivors. We will probably start doing some survivor play. I just opened up Pablo. I'm feeling good about that. I kind of want to be a Pablo main. But we've dropped the big bad Henrietta. We should be able to take out... I forget... We take out a couple people here. Oh, yeah. The big, beautiful bulk. Come give Granny a hug. Yes. Motorboat me. And there we go. One down. Henrietta's just chunking them up. Oh, big, delicious gas cloud. That being revived can't get there. Oh, there we go. There we go. You pick one up, I'll put one down. Oh, Ash, this is not going to go so well. Motorboat, come on. Come on, team big squishy demon. Oh, and she's down. So, we've taken a couple of them down. That's a nice early run. We haven't even touched an objective yet. They've been too busy picking people up, going to shrines. Literally have 17 minutes left at this point for them to finish both the dagger and the book. So the chances are slim. So we're still applying the pressure. We've got a bunch of points to put in. I should honestly be putting stuff into my beautiful skills. But really, at this point, they're just falling over each other to try to get out of this situation. And I don't remember if they do. Do they? Maybe? I mean, spoilers, I win. But... Alright, just gathering some more infernal energy. This is what you do. Like, sometimes there's a nice area that's got a ton of it. Sometimes it feels desperate. Like, I'm so thirsty for demonic energy, and I can't find any. But here, we're picking up some, and just keeping an eye on them, and it just keep harassing. Just keep harassing, possessing. I don't have a lot of energy in the tank there. This is probably a bad idea, but then she shows up, and she's close enough for me to get a hit on, and then get that started. Oh, and we just were able to get her with the puke. So it slowed her down a little bit. One of our buddies is hanging on her. The rest of the team is still flying out the door there. She's desperately trying to catch up. Yeah. I ran past her because of a potato. And so there, we take another person down. Once again, we're stalling the team. Doesn't matter how strong he is if we keep taking down someone on the team. Ideally, like, we make her bleed out again, so she has to be taken to a shrine. But we're starting to get beefy. Our units are starting to get beefy, and they've been too busy fighting me and rezzing people to go loot. I've been on them the whole time since then, so, like, I know they're not just running around in houses for like 3-4 minutes at a time clearing out everything. This is the key to winning as Demon. Is that going to get boring after a while? Maybe. I mean, but then again, I mean, like, it has a very satisfying game loop. There are games where you don't succeed. There are games where, I mean, obviously survivors are getting better, and when you play groups, it becomes a much stiffer proposition. You know, you got when they're dividing up objectives or when they stick together. Like both are very strong plays with a coordinated team. And I think as we go on, much like other games of this nature, I mean the obvious play is to play with a group. You know, playing with randoms doesn't always feel good. I mean, it's a good way to start. It's a good way to learn the basics of the game. If you like the lone wolf play style, that's for you. But you know, you obviously score better when the team wins. So and then as people get better, I mean, that's what you need to do. Like, this is kind of what I think a basic gameplay is going to be. You know, kind of the loop for Demon and Survivor is they need to level up and gear up as quickly as possible, and you do as well. And if one of you don't, then it's most likely that the other team will be winning that game. Oh, she's trying real hard. This was actually an interesting sequence because there was multiple revives and we kept knocking people back down, just trying to put the hurt on them, keep them down. Um, so there was a lot of this, honestly. But it was fun. There was a lot of back and forth here. They kept fighting. Like I realized that they're not making it to either the Book of the Dagger. You know what? But we did our job. We found them early-ish around the 2-minute mark. We were able to get our first down, I believe, before 3 minutes, and that set the tone for the game. They had to back up. They had to grab their fallen teammate. They had to take all the time to get into a shrine, which means they weren't looting. They weren't finding legendary weapons. They weren't stocking up on boatloads of shemps and amulets, and you know, and leveling up themselves. Boom. Just throwing that bulk around a little bit, Ash. Everybody's super low. Like, it's just a matter of time. Even if Henrietta goes down, I really, I've got, I believe my fear is up and can take them and put some more things down. See, just a couple hits for everybody that's left. I think here is where I finished off then Henrietta. There's just too much pressure. And that was it. So that was the game, ladies and gentlemen. That was some early Warlord pressure. Not the cleanest thing, but that's what you need to do in general as any demon is get in there, do it early, and do it well. So gives you a little idea of what they scored. They didn't get a lot done, not a lot of kills. They scored very poorly. On the other hand, you know, we knocked down 21 people. Well, I mean, we knocked people down 21 times. So that helped us a ton. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. This is OldManBronze. Got any questions, throw them in the comments. But much love from the old man.